What's up, everybody? We are here at the Tivoli Tap House for yet another Monday of the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Celeste, Zubia, and with me, this is not Juan Arellano, in case some of you are just like a little confused out there, but we are with Sarena Espinoza. She's going to be helping me out today as Juan bailed once again, but it's okay. I think I'd rather have you here.
I know. I think I'm a little cuter than Juan, too. So.
Just a little. All right, Sarena, so tell us who we're going to be having on the show today.
All right, looks like we have a great lineup with men's basketball head coach Michael Bahl with his first year coaching in the head coach position with season around the corner. We'll get some insight from head volleyball coach Jenny Glenn as they continue to roll through the RMAC, and then volleyball, my girl, defensive specialist Claire Gordon.
All right, sounds like a super good lineup, but before we get to our guests, let's get you guys caught up on everything that happened this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. The women's soccer team wrapped up their regular season against Regis University at home this past Saturday. The Rangers scored the lone goal in the 1-0 game as the Roadrunners finished their RMAC season with a 7-5 record. But their season doesn't end there. They'll head to Pueblo on Tuesday night to take on CSU Pueblo for the first round of the RMAC tournament. If they advance, they will play this Friday in the conference semifinals.
And now for the men as they finish off their season with a matchup with Colorado Mesa at home. The Mavericks took home the victory, but in the end, Coach Jeremy Tittle's squad still earned a home game for their first round of the RMAC tournament. They'll face off against UC Colorado Springs at the Regency Athletic Complex at noon, so come out and support the men's soccer team as they fight for an RMAC championship.
That's right, Sarena, and the volleyball team had 2 matches on the road, and they came away with 2 victories. The Roadrunners at both the Hard Rockers and the Yellow Jackets to improve to 13-2 in RMAC play. They'll be back in home for this weekend, and the head coach Jenny Glenn will be here later on in the show to talk to us all about it. So now we welcome in head coach Michael Bahl. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Yeah, of course. See, we saw a tweet from the men's basketball team last week that you loved the energy at morning practice. So how has that been going for you guys, and what gets you excited as a head coach for this upcoming season?
You know, I think a lot of it is the guys we have. We have 16 high-character guys who love being in the gym, who love basketball, so it makes my job a whole lot easier. You know, in the job of the players, you know, to bring that energy and enthusiasm at all times, and I think we've done that for the most part, and we've been harping all off-season and all so far this season, being a good teammate and just being supportive of your teammates, and when something good happens, let's celebrate the good.
So, Coach, over the summer, did you have a lot of players that, you know, were home for a little while, or did you guys, like, have any team bonding stuff that you guys did over the summer to kind of keep you guys busy?
You know, this was probably one of the first summers we've had where we actually sent all of our guys home.
Okay.
So it was a long season last year, and we decided, you know what, everyone needs a little bit of a break. And plus, 5 of our 9 guys returning are international guys, and they need to go home. They haven't been home in a while, so we decided to send them home. But Cameron Williams was in town, Shane Fox was in town, Kyle Lawson was around a little bit, so some of the guys were around.
Nice. So your first practice took place just a few weeks ago. We know you've been doing this a long time, but first practice as a head coach, were there any nerves? Kind of take us through what was going through your mind on that very first day.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't sleep very well the night before, but it was really exciting to be in the gym. You know, I've been an assistant before for 7 years, and I was very fortunate enough to work for Coach Clark, who was a really good coach, and he taught me a lot. But just, you know, when you're calling the shots and you have the whistle, things are a little bit different. And I can tell you right now that I was definitely nervous and a little excited, but I was just like the players. As soon as the blood starts going, you start running up and down. You know, I start yelling and screaming a little bit. You start to calm down, and now it's just basketball.
Oh, definitely.
So what do practices look like for you guys right now, and what's something that you guys are kind of working on so that, you know, by the time that first game comes, you feel more comfortable and more like relaxed once you guys play that first game?
You know, we're trying to really push the tempo this year offensively. We don't want to score in the 60s and 70s. We want to be in the 80s or 90s. So we've been doing a lot of transition drills offensively and defense. We want to play fast. We want to play quick. We want to impose our will on our opponents, and that starts with the defensive end as well. I mean, we're going to see the same style you've seen before with the pressing 94 feet and just getting after people and hopefully pushing the ball a little bit more offensively to create some easy baskets for us.
Of course. So 7 new faces will be on the squad this year for the first time. What are kind of the hardest things that these new guys have to deal with the transition period and learning the new system? Take us through that.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the hardest thing for them is the 4:30 a.m. wake-up time.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of our stuff in the morning, and if you're not used to getting up, you know, it takes a while.
Yeah, I'm already tired.
I know we hear about it from the players.
But the 7 new guys have done a great job of adapting to our culture and our program, but that's credit to our 9 returners.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 5 seniors this year, and they've done a phenomenal job of helping the younger guys through. Because whether you're a junior college transfer or a high school freshman, first year in the program is always the hardest.
So, Coach, you mentioned you have 9 new players. What are some things you expect from those veteran players, not only on the court, you know, for your team, but off the court for the new guys?
You know, I think the most important thing with our veteran leaders is just teaching our younger guys how we do things here. You know, we don't take days off. I mean, all we know is hard work in terms of, you know, extra shots, extra reps, what it takes to really be a champion. You know, you can't really preach it, you got to live it. And I think our seniors and all of our upperclassmen and all of our returners have done a phenomenal job. And like I said, we have 7 new guys that are bought in terms of they want to please and they're trying to do the right thing every day.
That's a big part of it right there. Well, you know, your team took part in the annual Rowdy at the Regency, a fun time, tipping off basketball season. You were there, the judge with the slam dunk contest, Kendall McIntosh, edged out Cameron Williams with the, you know, that was unexpected for a lot of people. But give us a little bit of insight on Kendall and where he comes from.
You know, Kendall is a junior college transfer from San Francisco City. He is not going to be able to play this year. He's going to sit out this year. We're going to redshirt him this year. But he's a type of kid who looks bigger than he is. He's only about 6'7", but he looks like he's 6'9". He's so long and athletic.
Oh, yeah.
He brings that versatility we look for with our post player. We want to be able to run the floor, and it starts with our big man. And he moves like a guard and jumps like a guard, and we're very fortunate to have him in the program.
Awesome.
So speaking of Rowdy at the Regency, we also saw that Kyle Lawson defended his 3-point championship. So how did he look out there, and what are some things you're expecting from him this season?
You know, Kyle's probably been one of the biggest surprises in terms of the leap from last year to this year. He's really turned up his game in terms of, I think it's more confidence with him. He feels more comfortable around the program, around the guys, and he's just been an outstanding performer in practice up to this point. I couldn't have been more pleased with him, and his ability to shoot the basketball helps a ton.
Definitely. Well, the RMAC preseason polls came out this season and said your team would finish 5th. I know as an athlete, I don't think too much into those polls, but with you, what, in your opinion, who's going to be your toughest competition? You know, as a coach, we always say, you know, everybody's going to be our competition, but can you throw out a few names for us and who you think you need to, you know, look out for?
I mean, I've always been a big believer on, you know, you're only as good as your last game. And last year, I mean, Fort Lewis and the Cardinal School of Mines were by far the best 2 teams in the conference. So I think those guys right off the bat return a ton. And Coach Petrak at Fort Lewis and Coach Orser at the Cardinal School of Mines, they do a phenomenal job. And there's a reason why they win. I also think a lot of schools in town are going to be good this year. You know, Regis University returns a ton. Coach Bergerson does a phenomenal job as well as UCCS. You know, so I think from top to bottom, I don't think there's a weak link in the conference, to be honest with you, and that's why we are one of the best conferences in the country.
Now, sticking with the RMAC polls, Cam Williams was named the All-RMAC preseason team, so kind of give us some insight for those new basketball fans out there about Cameron Williams and kind of what you expect from him this season as well.
You know, Cameron had a phenomenal summer. He decided to spend most of the summer in town and was able to train a little bit on his own and play in a Pro-Am league on his own. And he just really did a really nice job for us in terms of just leading by example. You know, Cam's a vocal kid, and he is one of our better players in terms of production on the floor, but he's also really good off the floor, and that's what a lot of people don't understand or see. He's really taken some of the young guys under his wing and sort of told them, and this is sort of how we do things, and he's just very vocal, and he's just a really joy to be around.
Awesome. Well, we're excited for the upcoming season. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us today, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Great having you.
All right, guys. Now, don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we have head coach for the women's volleyball team, Jenny Glenn.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hola, I'm Jackie Lopez, senior libero from the women's volleyball team.
Joust at the net, great job there by Lopez, come diving in.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy. I'm Basachi Fiatoa, senior middle blocker from Roadrunners volleyball team.
Excuse me, Gabby Varela. And hard hit there by Fiatoa, kind of coming out of nowhere.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
All All right, guys, thanks for sticking with us. And before we get to head coach Jenny Glenn, I want to remind you guys about joining the Mug Club. If you guys come to the Tivoli Tap House more than once, you guys are more than welcome to sign up for the Mug Club. If you are an alum, you get $25 off, as well as if you're faculty or staff here on campus. So be sure to do that. And now we welcome in head coach Jenny Glenn. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. So your team ventured north for your road trip, and we saw a tweet that you guys went to South Dakota and were able to, go to Mount Rushmore. So kind of tell us about that.
Yeah, well, we made the decision on the way up there. Okay. I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And then I asked the seniors, I said, do you want to go to Mount Rushmore? And they said, yeah, it's only like 30, 45 minutes away. Yeah. So we decided to get up just a little bit earlier on Saturday and head up there. And it was kind of chilly, so there weren't very many people around except us. So I feel like we got a private showing of Mount Rushmore.
Awesome. How fun. I went over the summer and it was way too packed. So
I bet.
You guys got pretty lucky. So we haven't had a chance to talk to you since that tough 3-game stretch earlier this season, and you played the 3 of 4 top teams in the RMAC, but you won 2 of those 3 games. So kind of give us some of your thoughts on how well you guys did, against Regis and, just those 3 games.
Yeah, well, that was definitely a week. We started out on Tuesday against Regis, 5-set emotional battle. I mean, we were down 0-2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every set was decided by 2 points except the 4th. Very emotional match. I thought we played well. After the first time we played them, I said we're beating them the next time we play them, and we have to get better at a faster rate than they do and kind of close that gap. And I was really proud of the team and how we responded in that situation. We knew we had to turn it around quick. It was an exhausting, long match, probably one of the longest I've ever been a part of as a coach. Had to turn around, get back to practice the next day and prepare for Mines, which is another good opponent, obviously. Yeah. So had them on Friday nights. Thought we were going to get out of there in 4 with the victory, and instead it went 5. And this team is usually really good in 5-set matches, and we just couldn't get it together that night for some reason. So unfortunately, we let that one slip. Yeah. Had to turn around just a few hours later and meet to scout CCU the next morning. So it was kind of a whirlwind. I'm not sure we slept a lot that week, and then just to have another tough match, a team that always makes you play a lot of defense. Yeah. I told the team we didn't have to have 120 digs to their 100. We just had to have 101 to their 100. Yeah. And we actually ended up with, I think, 110 to their 105. So long match, long battle. It was a tough week. Glad to come out with 2 of the 3. Obviously, we hoped for all 3, but I think it really prepared us for postseason, even to have to play 3 tough teams back to back.
Definitely. Well, going back to the Colorado Christian game, you faced off one of your former assistant coaches, Bobby Blanket.
I knew I wasn't getting out of here without that question.
No. So just talk to us about what it was like seeing him and on the other side and what he's done with that squad.
Yeah, well, I have the utmost respect for Bobby. We hated to lose him. He was excellent, and he'll do a great job there. He already has. I think he really has his team bought in, and I expect great things out of that program. So yeah, it was kind of bittersweet, obviously, to see him on the other side of the net, but then to get to see him again, he's not too far away. So it's fun just from, a colleague and friendship standpoint, but it's always going to be a battle, I think, when we face
comes down to business.
I know, it does. I wanted to beat him real bad. I'm not gonna lie. He knows that.
So now let's get more into the weekend. You guys beat South Dakota Mines. Kind of talk about that match, and they actually took that first set 10-4, but kind of just talk about how you guys were able to come back from that.
Yeah, I don't think that was our best match of the year, but we also played a team that was doing a lot of things different to kind of make us uncomfortable. So it was a different pace of match than we were used to in the previous week when it was really fast-paced, and so the tempo of the match really changed. It took us a while to adjust to that and kind of wake up. Once we did, we controlled the match, but unfortunately it took us a little longer than I had hoped, but we still swept it, which was important at the end of the day.
So in the 3-0 win, you got 13 players in that game, and something we kept hearing over and over again since the beginning of the season is how much depth this team carries. So talk to us a little bit more. Are you seeing improvements from those players and then coming in and just getting them comfortable on the court?
Yeah, that's what I love about this team, is I don't stress to put anybody on the court. I think anybody at any given moment can be the person for us. So I think our bench has done an excellent job. We have some very good talent on our bench that I wish I could play just because they deserve it, in certain positions. But I love it when we can get everybody in, and it's not like just getting them in for pity points. In reality, like they could go in at any given moment, which isn't always the case with a team. So I'm really pleased with the development, especially in our young kids. I think we're growing a lot at a fast rate this year, and it's just been fun to watch our improvement throughout the year.
So kind of give us some insight on that game against Black Hills State. Just looking at the stat sheet, we could say it looked like an easy sweep for MSU Denver, but the team has been playing well, and they just beat UC Colorado Springs the night before at their place. So kind of give us some just insight on the game.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's a team that runs a very different style offense, which makes you prepare for them. So we expected a little bit more of a battle, but we knew if we could serve tough that we would kind of deflate their offense, and that is kind of how the night went. So because we had such a great serving match, it made defense a lot easier, which made the match easier for us. But, you know, it is a good program that is really feisty and makes you play well to win, so I was really pleased to get out of there in 3.
Yeah, so just 2 weeks left in the regular season. You head into your last home game series this upcoming weekend. Tell us what you're looking for from your squad heading in to the RMAC tournament around the corner.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just told them today we're going to keep getting better until the last day of Team 49. That we'll just keep pushing. You know, we're always looking for ways to improve and get better, and we are coming down to the end here. We have some tough matches ahead of us before we even face the conference tournament, but our goals are always bigger than that. So we want to continue to improve and take it 1 match at a time, 1 point at a time even, and yeah, see what we can do when it comes to postseason.
Awesome.
So this weekend you'll be playing, you know, the last couple home games of the regular season. So you'll also be celebrating your seniors for senior night. So like Vasadi, Claire Gordon, Jackie Lopez, and Svalberg. So although you can't talk about them all, you know, right now, kind of just give them some insight on what that group of seniors means to your team. Yeah, it's been a really interesting year. You know, some seniors that have stepped into new roles for themselves and returning roles. And, you know, we didn't expect Vasadi to be back, and I've just been really pleased with the passion that has kind of come out from them in these last few weeks to say, you know, this is my last hurrah and we're going to go. And so I just really appreciate them and the leadership that's coming forth from them. Yeah, and we'll definitely miss them. I think that we have a fun group of seniors that we'll definitely miss. So.
Nice. Speaking of their seniors, we'll have one of your student athletes, Claire Gordon, on the show to talk about what she brings to the table and how she contributes to this team on and off the court.
Yeah, Claire is definitely our unsung hero in multiple ways. She provides, from a leadership standpoint off the court, she is my go-to. I know that she's going to take care of things and I don't have to worry about it. So from a coaching perspective, that's huge. But she is our, I mean, she just got recognized today from our team of just being vocal and being a servant leader and constantly giving. And she's that captain that's willing to just empty her tank every day for her teammates. And so I can't speak highly enough. And she's just been able to contribute for us on the court as well this year, which has been a new role. So yeah, she's great athlete, great kid, and we'll definitely miss her when she's gone in a few weeks.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to have her on in the show. And Coach, we wish you the best of luck for this upcoming weekend.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so don't go anywhere because as Sarena mentioned, we're going to have Claire Gordon up on the show after this break.
Metropolitan State University of Denver nurtures student aspiration and empowers lifelong success through personal attention and professional experience in an inclusive environment. Located in the heart of downtown Denver, the university offers broad access to a transformative undergraduate and graduate education on Colorado's most diverse college campus. And as a gateway to opportunity, MSU Denver advances the intellectual, social, cultural, and economic well-being of Denver and beyond.
I'm Claire Gordon, Senior DS from the volleyball team.
Nice job there by Claire Gordon.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking into the last segment of this week's Coach's Corner show. We have senior Claire Gordon from the volleyball team. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So kind of talk to us about this past weekend. You guys were able to go to South Dakota as a team. Was it your first time, or have you been there before? Like, how was the experience?
Yeah, so we went my freshman year.
Okay.
That's the last time that we took the trip there. They'd come to us 2 times after that. So we got to see Mount Rushmore, which was super fun. But for us seniors, that was the second time.
Yeah.
But I got to do a little trivia on the bus, so that was exciting and pretty funny. But also a super cool trip for me. My best friend is Black Hills Libero, and she got this like big award while we were there, so that was really cool too. So I got to see her family, and yeah, I always love that trip. I love going and seeing her. So
awesome.
Nice. Well, your team came out with a couple of wins on the road this weekend. The team as a whole has won 13 out of the 14 last games. So talk to us a little bit about how well this team is playing the game of volleyball.
Yeah. I'm really proud of this team right now. I think this is a team that Jenny always talks about how we don't need to be great in August, we need to be great in November, you know, and that's kind of like our motto. And this team is just so impressive because we just keep growing. And I think that's so cool to be on a team that every day we're in the gym, every match we're playing, like we're getting better at something. And so I think that is like a huge key to our success. Like we're never satisfied, we always want more. And I feel like we're training that way. And so, yeah, that's just what I think is our success.
Awesome. So last year you were on the team that went to the Sweet 16, and although you guys lost, you know, a lot of important and great players, you guys still this season haven't seemed to lost a step. Like you guys still continue to be so dominant. So like, is it Coach Glenn? Is it the culture she's built? Like what's helped you guys be so consistent these past couple seasons?
Yeah, I think too, it's funny you say that because this season we've talked about our pride in being a Roadrunner a lot and kind of like our history. So we've had a lot of past players come in and they talk to us about their experiences, and it's just been super touching to know and understand like the history of our program, because it is a winning program, and we should be like really honored to wear Roadrunners on the back of our jerseys, you know. So but Coach Glenn coming in for her second season, I feel like she has just built so much more on that culture. Like it has not fallen at all, and so coming in, like we're expected to win, like that's expected, but that also shows in our work ethic. Like we're expected to have a great work ethic and come in every day and work hard and treat every opponent with respect. So yeah, I would say it's like from past, you know, people, past players like Coach Hendricks, and then also Jenny has just added to that immensely.
Yeah, so you have sound like you have a lot of people that impacted you, alumni, past coaches. Let's talk about former assistant coach Bobby Blank. You got to see him this past week, head coach at Colorado Christian. Are you amazed at what he's done in Lakewood so far? And talk to us about what kind of coach he was here at MSU Denver.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised because he is so amazing. And his former school that he was at, he turned the program around in 3 years or something around that. But no, I'm just so happy for him and his family. It was a great move for him and his family. Obviously, we're so sad to lose him, but gaining Ian Briner, like that was so amazing for us too. He's a great assistant coach. But seeing him at CCU was just like bittersweet. And we had kind of addressed it in the locker room in the day before, like this is what it is. Yeah. It doesn't change what we're doing, but yeah, like getting that, you know, just to experience like playing on the other side of the net with him was fun, and he kind of burned us like once, kind of knowing, you know, knowing our system, but it's just like expected, you know. So yeah, I'm really happy for him. Obviously sad that he left, but I'm glad that he's doing so well, and that was a good move for him. That's awesome.
So you've dealt with quite a few injuries in your time here at MSU Denver. How frustrating has that been in your career, and how's your body holding up now?
I feel good this year, which is surprising. I feel a little old, but you know, it's just the name of the game. It's just the name of the game, but yeah, I think if anything, I feel like it's just made me mentally stronger and definitely like the player that I am today, especially my freshman year with my labrum tear and like being out for 8 months. Just I feel like being able to experience that is so great, so I can also like mentor Michaela Kubiak and let her know that I know what she's going through and I understand.
How did you get to this point in your life? What made you fall in love with volleyball? Is it something you've loved as a kid, or you know, how did you get into it?
Yeah, so my mom was actually a pretty phenomenal volleyball player. She played for the University of Pacific, got offered a spot on the Olympic team, but just because of certain circumstances denied it. But so I think of it, it's just in my family. My older sister plays volleyball. Well, she played at UCCS for 2 years and then went to CSU. So like having an older sister and a mom that played volleyball, I think I was just kind of born into it. But I did other things, like I used to do theater, and I played basketball and soccer. Never played softball though, so that's kind of weird. But no, I
never played soccer.
But yeah, I think it's from like the time I was really little, I've always loved it. And I think especially when you have like an older sibling that plays a sport, you're always kind of like, ooh, I'm interested in that. Like I want to do that.
You just want to be better than her.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you know, she goes to UCCS and then transfers to CSU. I'm like, well, you got me there. So just go to a D1, whatever. But yeah, I think that's just where it stems from. Like just my mom and my sister for sure, and just
awesome. So on top of volleyball, you also are co-president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee with Sarena.
Co-pres.
Oh yeah.
So tell our audience about what type of events you guys put together.
Our biggest event, well, we just had Rowdy at the Regency, but it wasn't really our event this year, but it was definitely created by Rocky, so that was really cool. So I feel like that's like kind of should be our proud like thing that we put on first. Yeah. And then the Rowdy Awards, I would say, is like probably our biggest event, and that's more like athlete specific. So we do awards for like Player of the Year and Team of the Year, and it's kind of like a recognition for all the athletes, and that's at the end of next semester. So I'd say like that's our biggest event.
Yeah, and I mean we have like small events throughout the semester.
Yeah.
Something that we take a lot of pride in is our student athlete support night.
Yeah.
You know, so each team basically has a game that they pick that they feel they need the most support. Try to get all the teams, all the athletes out there to red out. You know, it's a great environment, and I know it means a lot to each team. You guys have had a few of those nights, not technically student athlete support nights, but a lot of support at the games.
Yeah.
I bet that must feel good.
Yeah, and we really appreciate it, and I feel like that's something that we're trying to do too, is just like have all the athletic teams support each other. It's like so important for us to feel like we have fans and stuff. So yeah, and then we're doing the spring festival. Is that what we're calling it? Kickoff. We're working on it. We want to do something for the springtime, so we can kick off, you know, like softball and all those spring sports. So we have things coming.
Well, and I feel at this school it's really important too, because being a commuter school, it's, you know, not the same as other schools where everyone's in the dorms and everyone walks together to the game. So like I think that's keeping the family tight is always important.
Oh yeah. Now bringing it back to you, you can check Claire's bio at roadrunnersathletics.com, and it says you are a sports management major like myself. So what's the dream job after you graduate coming up pretty soon?
That's so funny. I was just talking to John about how I have no clue what I want to do. But I thought I kind of knew. I thought I knew I wanted to do product development for like an outdoor clothing company. But yeah, I feel like I don't really know anymore. I'm trying to get my internship with the Broncos and like explore more options in the field. I just want to like get my foot in everything so I know what I like the most. Because I don't know, I just want to have a lot of options of like where to live and what I want to do.
Definitely, yeah.
So I know we were talking about your sister early on in the show, but we're going to kind of put you on the spot right now. Like, who's better in terms of, like, I know you've won, like, the 2 state championships in high school, but, like, you can go ahead and say, like, who's better between the two?
I'm honestly going to give my sister the credit.
Oh, really?
But we're different positions. We're different. Okay, she's a setter, so she's a very, we're very different positions, but no, I think my sister is so immensely athletic. Like, she is just a natural athlete. She's like one of those people that doesn't work out all summer and then goes and beats everybody in the physical test. And you're just like, oh, I hate that.
Hate those people.
I don't know. I think from like an athletic standpoint, she's definitely more of like a natural athlete than I am. Not that I'm not. Yeah, I know. I think it's kind of a hard question because we're so different positions, but yeah.
You're a good sister for that answer.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time and hanging out with us here on the Coach's Corner. We wish you the best of luck this upcoming weekend.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Claire.
All right, guys. Before we let you guys go, we're going to preview what's coming up this week for Roadrunner Sports. It is playoff time for our men's and women's soccer team. The men earned the 4th seed and will welcome in 5th-seeded UC Colorado Springs to the Regency Athletic Complex on Tuesday. That game will kick off at noon, so come on out and support head coach Jeremy Tittle and his squad as they look to advance to the semifinals. The Metro State Broadcast Network will be there to broadcast the game in case you can't make it out. The women will head to Pueblo to take on CSU Pueblo at 6 p.m. on Tuesday night. So to keep up with both teams at roadrunnersathletics.com.
And Claire and her volleyball team will be happy to host this home weekend as they take on a couple of matches at the Auraria Event Center on Friday. The Roadrunners will welcome in Western State at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, the 10-4 Mavericks from Colorado Mesa come to town. Mesa is ranked 5th in the RMAC standing and is expected to battle on Saturday at 5 p.m. And finally, the cross-country team will head to Canyon, Texas for the South Central Region Championships this Saturday. So we want you to wish head coach Trent Mack and his team the best of luck as they compete in Texas.
No doubt about it, Serena. So a lot going on this week. So to keep up with all Roadrunner sports, be sure to check on roadrunnersathletics.com. For head coach Michael Bahl, Jenny Glenn, and Claire Gordon, I'm Celeste Zubia with my new co-host, maybe, Serena Espinoza, and we'll see you guys next week.